And hello everyone, and welcome here to the 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament Final. I'm Jameson Blaker here, bringing you this coverage and go over a little bit of the ground rules here, in which the Endicott Tigers basically won the previous game over Clinton County, and now they're going to be playing Rockland, the Rockland Pirates. Now the rules are quite simple here. If Endicott wins this one, we're going to be going to a Game 7 on Sunday. If the Pirates win this one, this game will be all over. Now going over some of the reserve players here for today's game, starting with Endicott. It's going to be number 1, Ty LeBaire, number 3, Austin Nightshot, number 5, Vinny DeBonis, number 9, Gavin Bowman, number 8, Jake Grasser, number 20, Jacob Bender. And for the Rockland Pirates, their reserves are number 48, Dom Colarusso, number 23, Jake Gallagher, and number 12, Nick Monchino. Now let's go over now to the starting lineups, in which Endicott Post will have center fielder number 11, Michael Fernani, batting first. Batting second will be number 4, the second baseman, Nicholas Lang. Batting third will be the third baseman, number 21, Cooper Hughes. Batting cleanup will be number 14, Dylan Kelly, the catcher. Batting fifth will be the right fielder, number 7, Jonah Conklin. Batting sixth will be the first baseman, number 13, Aiden Houghton. Batting seventh will be the pitcher, number 15, Jacob McTeague. And batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 2, Cameron Nunn. And batting ninth will be the left fielder, number 19, Talon McVannon. And the starting lineup for the Rockland Pirates will be number 9, Aiden Gallagher, the center fielder. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 6, Pat Joseph. Batting third will be the first baseman, number 1, Greg Becker. Batting cleanup will be the catcher, number 8, Colin Prisco. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, number 27, Mike Korshinsky. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, number 11, Chris Merritt Medrich. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, number 2, Danny Barna. Batting seventh will be the designated hitter, number 7, Greg DeSantis. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 22, Matt Mortelli. And batting last but not least will be the pitcher, number 25, Chad Falcon. So, that is your starting lineups here for the Game 6 of this 2021 American Legion Baseball Championship Final for the juniors. So we'll be back here to bring you the top of the first inning after the national anthem. And welcome back here to Donovan Stadium for Game 6 of this 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament. I'm James and Blaker here bringing you this broadcast in which the Pirates will be taking on the Tigers in terms of Endicott and Rockland. But Rockland will be pitching first. They are going to be the home team for today's game. They are so far undefeated in this tournament. They haven't lost a game. Meanwhile, Endicott has only lost to Clinton County. However, they defeated them earlier this morning by the score of 10-4. So it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. I'll try to reiterate what's going to happen here. If the Pirates win this one, they officially will win the tournament. And if Endicott wins this one, we will be going to a Game 7 on Sunday. It's going to be an interesting game, to say the least. However, the Pirates have been heavily favored throughout this game. Let's see if the Endicott Tigers will try and pull off the upset here in Game 6 of the 2021 American Legion Junior Baseball Tournament. On the mound for the Rockland Pirates is going to be number 25, Chad Falcon. I was talking about him previously having an interesting name, but now he's going to be the starting pitcher for so far the top seed in the tournament. As the Pirates players are giving themselves last-minute handshakes in order to start the game, the Endicott Tigers are up at bat, with the first one being the center fielder, number 11, Michael Ferranti. He's still going to be playing center field. He's been playing center field all throughout this tournament. And let's get underway. And Ferranti gets a base hit off the first wallop. Right there, gets a single. And Ferranti gets on base for the Tigers, here to start things off with the first pitch. That is quite a surprise to the Rockland Pirates right now to see Ferranti come out swinging. But here is Nicholas Lang, who gets a pitch low for ball one. As Nicholas Lang was, I would have to say, the game's MVP earlier this morning, is up at bat now with an outside pitch for ball two. So we're here in the top of the first inning. No score so far. Falcon deals. And that's going to be a foul ball that hits the netting. It's going to be 2-1 for Nicholas Lang. Runner on first. Here's the 2-1 count to Nicholas Lang as Falcon deals. That one's going to be high and outside for ball three. Now a 3-1 count. Runner on first. Here's a 3-1. That one's going to be outside for ball four. So Ferranti gets a base hit, and Nicholas Lang walks, so there's runners on second and first base. And now Cooper Hughes is up at bat, the third baseman for Endicott. So far the Pirates are looking for their first out here in the top of the first inning. Falcon backs out, comes back in again. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball one. So Chad Falcon is struggling early. here in the top of the first. Here's a 1-0 to Cooper. And that's going to be outside for ball 2. So Ferranti on second, laying on first. And Cooper has a 2-0 count. Here's a pitch. That's going to be strike 1. It's now 2-1. Same as the jersey number of Cooper Hughes. Like to make puns up here. Here's a 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. So here's a 3-1 count now to Cooper Hughes. As runners on second and first, with no outs. Falcon deals. That's going to be a high pop-up and deep in foul territory. And that's going to be way out of play as it hits the party deck here at Donovan Stadium. So it's now a full count for Cooper Hughes, with no outs here in the top of the first inning. Falcon deals. And that's going to be a liner foul, way out of play, as Cooper Hughes is staying alive. So here is the 3-2 pitch to Cooper Hughes. That's going to be outside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. This is quite a surprise here to start the top of the first inning for a team that's been utterly dominant throughout yesterday, defeating Utica Post by the score of 16-3 and thrashing Clinton County by the score of 12-0 yesterday. Now has Chad Falcon in a bender with bases loaded here in the top of the first inning. As we see the manager for Rockland, the Rockland Pirates, Phil Fratello, is giving Chad Falcon some encouragement here. So far it's been a difficult top of the first for the Pirates, as Mason Ryan is the manager for the Endicott Tigers. So far isn't enjoying this top of the first inning for the Endicott Tigers. Bases loaded. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be outside for the catcher, Dylan Kelly, as he now has a 1-0 count. An easy RBI opportunity for the Tigers here in this situation. Here's a pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 2. Here's a pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 3. It's now 3-0. So Chad Falcon is in another 3-0 situation, where he might possibly walk another batter. And that's going to be outside for ball 4. And a run will run across here for the first one in game 6. It's now 1-0. Endicott in the lead over the Rockland Pirates, as Jonah Conklin is now in. He's the right fielder for today. So no outs here. Bases still loaded. Here's the pitch. That's going to be strike 1. It's now an 0-1 count. Falcon deals. And that's going to be a foul ball out of play. It's now 0-2 to Conklin. Chad Falcon has definitely put himself in a tough position here with the bases loaded. Here's a pitch. That one's going to be outside. It's now 1-2. Only thing you could really do in this situation is try and bounce back. And if there are any ground balls, throw it home. So here's the 1-2 pitch now to Conklin. That's going to be fouled off as Conklin is staying alive. So far, here in the top of the first, the Endicott Tigers have been having great at-bats so far. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And it's the first out of Game 6 as Chad Falcon has his first strikeout. So now the Pirates are put in a possible double play situation that they could work with in order to only give up 1 run. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high and outside for ball 1 to Aiden Houghton. Aiden Houghton is going to be the first baseman again for today's game. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 2. So now it is 2-0. Got to worry here that Falcon's trying to put himself in the same position he was previously. And he gets a swing right there for strike 1. So now it is 2-1 to Aiden Houghton with the bases loaded here in the top of the first inning. As Houghton fouls that one off, and it's now 2-2. You can hear our airplane coming up on top of me. Sounds like the old days at Shea Stadium. A little bit like 1969. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chad Falcon. As now there's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning, with the Pirates only giving up 1 run, and the bases are still loaded. So here's Jacob McTeague. He was a relief pitcher last night. Or yesterday, excuse me. He's going up against Utica Post. That's going to be low for ball 1. And the count is now at 1-1. So far, Chad Falcon has put himself in a better position here in the top of the first. Now with 2 outs here, he needs to throw to only 1 base if there is a grounder. That one's going to be outside. It's now 2-1. That one's going to be outside for ball 3. Yet again, another 3 count for Chad Falcon here, with 2 outs in the top of the first. Falcon deals, and that's going to be strike 2. It's now a full count. And you see right there Colin Prisco running back to third to try and get Nicholas Lang to stay back. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and we got a full count on Jacob McTeague. That's going to be a foul ball as McTeague stays alive. So far, Endicott has been really impressive here in the top of the first inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Falcon deals. That's going to be outside for ball 4. And Lang comes in to score, and now it is 2-0. Endicott in the lead by 2 runs. And Cameron Nunn is now back up for the Endicott Tigers. So far here in the top of the first inning, the Tigers might go through their entire lineup. And that's going to be strike 1 to Cameron Nunn. Talon McVannon is up on deck. Falcon deals. That's going to be a strike, and it's now 0-2. It's 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Endicott has scored 2 runs. Falcon deals. That's going to be a ball outside, 1-2. 2 outs here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And still stays at 1-2 for Cameron Nunn. Bases loaded, 2 out. Falcon deals. And Cameron Nunn is keeping it alive here for Endicott. Chad Falcon only needs 1 more out here to make sure that Endicott doesn't get any more runs on the board. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Falcon is going to back out. Call time. Falcon deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for Chad Falcon despite giving up 2 runs and 1 hit in the top of the first inning. And it is 2-0 Endicott. And we welcome you back here to the bottom of the first inning, in which the score now is 2-0 Endicott over the Rockland Pirates. James and Blake are here bringing you this broadcast, as the Pirates are going to try and See if they can have a counter argument to this lead that Endicott has put up in the top of the first. Here's Aiden Gallagher. And he's going to swing one to right field. Is that going to drop? And it does. And it's going to be a single for Gallagher. He's going to go for two. Let's see if he gets it. He slides, and he gets a double. Seemed like Jonah Conklin had a really hard time in terms of trying to catch that baseball, and eventually led to Aiden Gallagher taking advantage of that and ran over to second base for a double. So here's Pat Joseph, who was the king of the night last night. That's going to be low for ball one. Pitcher for the Endicott Tigers is number 15, Jacob McTeague. He's going to have to really play consistency if he wants to try and beat this Pirates team, and that's going to be strike. It's now 1-1 to Pat Joseph. Gallagher on second. And that's going to be a strike, and it's now 1-2. Jacob McTeague really trying to put the work in right now. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit over Cameron Nunn's head. Gallagher's going to come in to score, and it's now 2-1. Pat Joseph gets a single out of that and gets an RBI to boot. Now here in the bottom of the first inning, it is 2-1. Endicott still leads by 1 run, as Greg Becker is now up for the Pirates. And it looks like there's going to be a balk as Pat Joseph walks to second base. Greg Becker has a great RBI opportunity here, and that's going to be a strike. It's now 0-1. Joseph with a big lead. And this one's going to go high and deep out of play. And it will be strike 2 for Greg Becker. Two strikes here. No outs. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside. Oh no, it's going to be a strike. Inside for strike 3 as Jacob McTeague gets his first strikeout of the ball game. I almost thought that one was outside a little bit. And due to the umpire not giving the strike call, I was a little bit confused. Prisco grounds out. And Nicholas Lang throws it to first for out number 2. As Colin Prisco grounded out to Nicholas Lang, Pat Joseph is now on third base. As number 27, Mike Krasinski, is now up for the Pirates. Here's a pitch. That's going to be a strike. It's now 0-1. Two outs here in the bottom of the first inning with Pat Joseph on third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Jacob McTeague is so far on fire. He has an 0-2 count on Krasinski. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. Joseph scores, and it's all tied up at 2. with Krasinski getting a single for the Pirates to tie it all up here in the bottom of the first inning. This is why they call it the finals here, because you have the final two best teams playing against each other. And here in the bottom of the first, it's all tied up at 2. It's neck and neck. Jacob McTeague gonna throw one for a strike. It's now 0-1. So this is Chris Medrich who is up now for the Pirates. Teague throws it back to first. And Kurchinski is still back there, safe at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be a pass ball as Kurchinski's now going to go to second base for a steal. And he's going to stay at second base as Dylan Kelly gets it in time. And it's now going to be 1-1 for Chris Medrich. Dylan Kelly is going to be coming up to Jacob McTeague. Give him a little advice. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. It's all tied up at 2, and it's a 1-1 count for Chris Medrich. McTeague deals, and that's going to be strike 2. It's now 1-2 to Medrich. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 2. So now it's a 2-2 count, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Jacob McTeague. You see Medrich calls time. Comes back into the batter's box. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be fouled off the netting and out of play. The count is still 2-2. It's all tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 strikeouts for Jacob McTeague here in the bottom of the first. And we're all tied up at 2 here on Game 6 of the 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament. And we're back here in the top of the second inning where the score is all tied up at 2. And what a show that was been put on in the first inning for both sides. So here is Talon McVannon. Gets a strike. Interesting that this pitcher to batter name ratio is pretty interesting. As it's going to be a grounder. McVallon's going to run for it. Falcon throws. And that's going to be out number one. The reason why I mentioned that was because you have Chad Falcon and you have Talon McVannon, both in references to Falcons. So, something really interesting to point out there. As with one out here in the top of the second inning, I'm going to see the top of the order yet again with Michael Ferranti, excuse me, up at the plate. And that's going to be strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be strike two. With one out here, here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be foul and out of play. So the count stays at 0-2. As the ball gets over Falcon's head. Luckily, no one was on base. So we have an 0-2 count to Ferranti. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be another foul. Still 0-2 with one out here. Chad Falcon deals. And that is a swing for another foul. And Ferranti is just trying to stay alive here. He has an 0-2 count. And there's no one on base. Chad Falcon deals. And that's going to be a grounder foul. So Ferranti is continuing to swing at pitches and able to get contact, but just not fair. So Ferranti has an 0-2 count. And Ferranti's going to call time. Gets back into the batter's box as Falcon deals. That's going to be outside for ball one. That's what hacking off those foul balls gets you, is a few outside pitches. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be high into center field. And it will be caught by the center fielder, Aiden Gallagher, for out number two.
Second baseman, number 4, Nicholas Lang.
As we see, Nicholas Lang is back up for the Endicott Tigers. His on-base percentage has just been magnificent so far. I don't recall actually seeing him going into the dugout at all after any of his at-bats. But let's see what he does here against Chad Falcon. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a foul ball. It's now 0-1. Two outs here in the top of the second. That one's going to be inside for strike two. It's a little bit of a questionable call because of how low in the corner it was, but nonetheless it is strike two. And with two outs here, let's see what happens with Chad Falcon. And that's going to be a ball. It's now 1-2. You can see, compared to the first inning right now, that Chad Falcon isn't really playing any games. Seems like he knows better from the first inning. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball as that tipped off of Nicholas Lang's leg. And now we're going to see a 1-2 count. So here's the 1-2 to Nicholas Lang. Falcon deals. And that's going to be a liner, foul, and out of play. Count stays at 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one is fair in the center field, and it will be out number 3 as Gallagher picks it up. So there were no runs this inning for the Endicott Tigers as the score still stands at 2-2. And we're back here in the bottom of the second inning. Score is all tied up at 2. As we see, Danny Barna is now up for the Rockland Pirates. Jacob McTeague is still pitching. Here, let's see what he does. That one is going to be inside for strike 1. That's so weird because it was so close to Barna. Almost looked like it would have been an outside pitch. Guess that's how over the plate he's been. And that one's going to be outside for ball 1. It's now 1-1 to Danny Barna. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Jacob McTeague trying to be like Chad Falcon and try not to give up any runs as well here in the here in the bottom of the second. That one's going to go outside for ball 3. It's now a 3-1 count to Danny Barna. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 4. And Danny Barna now gets on base with Quentin DeSantis now coming up. So far there's no outs here. McTeague throws back to first base. Barna is still safe. Santa's still waiting for his first pitch. Here we go. And that's going to be strike 1. McTeague gets that one inside. And now it's going to be an 0-1 count to DeSantis. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a bunt. Fouled off. It's now 0-2. On deck is number 22, Matt Martorelli. Here's the 0-2 count to DeSantis. That's going to be a grounder and a fair ball off the third base line. DeSantis is going to go for a 2. And he gets a double. Danny Barna will stay at third base with runners now on third and second, with Matt Mortarelli now up for the Pirates with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Still tied up at 2. And that's a ball. You could tell the umpire there really wanted to call strike, but he was like, nah. So now it's a 1-0 count. Teague deals, and that's going to be a strike. It's now 1-1. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Teague deals. That one's going to be outside. It's now ball 2. So now a 2-1 count for Martorelli. That one's going to be outside for ball 3. And look who's coming home, Barna. And he is safe. He slides in, and the Pirates take the lead. It's now 3-2, Rocklin. As DeSantis is now on third with that passed ball. And now the Rockland Pirates have a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the second. That's going to be fouled off. The count is full here. It's Martorelli has a chance to try and drive in DeSantis. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a grounder, and that will go foul. Count stays at 3-2. Jacob McTeague still trying to look for his first out. Here's a pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 4. And now there are runners on third and first, with the start of the lineup coming back up for the Pirates. And Mason Ryan is now coming out to the pitcher's mound to check up on Jacob McTeague. So far, you could say for McTeague right now, he has been battling with the Pirates. Because offensively, I'm not going to lie here, the Pirates are really a juggernaut. They have been throughout the state. That's one of the reasons why they're here in the finals. So McTeague has a lot to work with here, with runners on third and second, or excuse me, first and third. And the Pirates are up 3-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. So here's Aiden Gallagher. He has a great RBI opportunity. Here's a pitch. That's outside. Mortarelli stealing, and he's going to get there just fine. As the pitch was underthrown, or the throw was underthrown, as Lang was catching that. Runners are on third and second. And that's going to be foul. It's going to be 1-1. Gallagher was the pitcher last night against Clinton County. Oh, actually, it was actually against Utica Post yesterday. That's going to be a high pop-up. And that will be out of play, a foul ball, and it's still going to be 1-2. Yeah, so Gallagher was playing yesterday against Utica Post, in which he was utterly dominant. He's also a great fielder. He's also a great offensive player, as he's trying to show right now with a 1-2 count and no outs. Here's a pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 2. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners on third and second. Here's the 2-2 to Aiden Gallagher. And that's going to be get past Cooper Hughes and goes into left field as 2 runs come in. And now it is 5-2. Pirates in the lead by 3 runs. A great base hit there by Aiden Gallagher to get things going. And now Pat Joseph is back up for the Pirates. So far, there's still no outs here. That's going to go outside as Gallagher's going to go, and there's a throw. It's offline as Dylan Kelly throws it way out. And it is a stolen base for Gallagher. Jacob McTeague is still looking for his first out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that one is low for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 count. That one's going to be low for ball 3. As now it's a 3-0 count to Pat Joseph. Runner on second. No outs here. And that's going to be strike 1. No outs here. McTeague still looking for it. Let's see. That's going to be outside for ball 4. And Joseph will take his base. So now there will be runners on second and first.
First baseman number 1.
As Greg Becker is now up, the first baseman for the Pirates. Pirates leading by 3 runs by the score of 5-2. And that's going to go down the middle for strike 1. Runners on second and first. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count here. Gallagher and Joseph on second and first. Here's the 1-1 count. And that's going to be a wallop to center field as Michael Ferranti gets the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. And there are no tags in the process as well, as Gallagher stays on second base along with Joseph at first. So here comes Colin Prisco, the catcher for the Pirates. It's a lot to work here with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. That's going to be strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Gallagher's going to steal it, and he's going to be upstanding.
as Dylan Kelly was bobbling that ball. Didn't really have a chance to throw it at third. It's now a 1-1 count to Prisco. And that's going to be a grounded at third, and that's fair. That just went fair as Gallagher is coming home. And Pat Joseph will stay at third, and it's a double for Colin Prisco. And it's now 6-2. Rocklin over Endicott so far. They're up by 4 runs. As Mike Krasinski is now back up for the Pirates with runners on third and second. That ball is going to go outside for ball 1. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. That one is going to go outside for ball 2. Jacob McTeague is just trying to get out of the inning. He's given up 4 runs so far here in the bottom of the second. That's going to go outside for ball 3. So 1 out here. Runners on third and second. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that's going to be low for ball 4. So the bases are loaded. As number 11, Chris Miedrich, is now up for the Pirates. And Mason Ryan is now coming back to the pitching mound. And by the looks of it, Jacob McTeague is done for the day. He started off hot, but unfortunately he gave up 4 runs here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back to bring you more of the bottom of the second inning here on Utica College Television. And we welcome you back here to the bottom of the second inning, in which the Rockland Pirates have scored 4 runs to take a 6-2 lead over the Endicott Tigers. And the new pitcher is in for the Tigers as well. It's number 1, Ty LeBert. And that's going to be a high flyer to center field. It will be picked up by Michael Ferrenti for out number 2, as he's going to throw to third, as Cooper Hughes had to go and get the ball in time, but another run comes in as Pat Joseph scores to make it 7-2 Pirates. Yeah, the Ferrenti throw to Cooper Hughes was offline, is one of the reasons why Pirates now have runners on third and second. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball one to Danny Barna. So far, 6 hits for the Pirates in this ball game. That one's going to be outside for ball two. Endicott just really needs one more out here to get out of the second inning. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a high pop-up around the pitching mound, or actually behind home plate, and it's dropped. It is dropped by Dylan Kelly, as it almost was a catch right there. And that will be strike one for Danny Barna. That could have ended the inning. But nonetheless, the show must go on here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs and a 2-1 count to Danny Barna. So runners are on third and second. It's 7-2, Pirates in the lead over the Endicott Tigers. And that's going to be another one deep in the center field. But Michael Ferrenti will catch that one as well. So that is the end of the second inning, in which the Rockland Pirates take a commanding 5-run lead. And the score is 7-2, Rockland over Endicott. And we are back here in the top of the third inning, in which the Rockland Pirates took a commanding 5-run lead, and the score is now 7-2 over the Endicott Tigers, as Endicott is trying to fight back here with Cooper Hughes now up at the plate. And that one is going to be grounded foul, and it'll be 0-1. Chad Falcon had a successful second inning. Let's try to repeat it here. We got a grounder at third. Here's the throw, and that's going to be safe as Cooper Hughes gets on base. Danny Barna couldn't get the throw in on time. And just like that, Endicott has a runner. As now we're going to have Dylan Kelly up at the plate.
The catcher, number 14, Dylan Kelly.
Here's the pitch. And Kelly is going to ground it out to Joseph. Here's the double play situation, and there's 2 outs. Excellent scenario right there for Pat Joseph. Being able to throw to shortstop Martorelli in time to get that double play situation afloat.
The right fielder, number 7, Jonah.
You could say that was a 4-6-3 double play. You want to do the positions by number. And Conklin hits a high one to Pat Joseph, and that's going to be out number 3. And we are going to be going into the bottom of the 3rd inning with the score 7-2, Rocklin over Endicott.
The state-of-the-art facility includes 2 70-foot batting.
And hello, welcome back here to Donovan Stadium, in which we are going to be in the bottom of the 3rd inning, which the score is 7-2, Rocklin over Endicott. James and Blake are here for your broadcast here. This is Game 6 of the 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament. And if the lead for the Pirates continues up until the 7th inning, and they somehow win this one, the Pirates will be considered champions of this tournament. If Endicott wins this one and comes back, there will be a Game 7 here tomorrow. So here's Quentin DeSantis, and that's going to be strike 1. Ty LeBaire is still in at pitcher as after he relieved Jacob McTee. As DeSantis gets a little popper, and that was caught by Cameron Nunn right there, as he was able to run after that baseball and make sure that it wasn't a little blooper out in left field. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd, as Matt Mortarelli is up. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Here's a 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be strike one. Mortarelli is now at a 1-1 count, with no one on base and one out here in the bottom of the third. LeBaire deals, and that's going to be foul for a 1-2 count. The score is 7-2. The Rockland Pirates are in the lead by 5 runs. Here's a pitch. And Mortarelli swings at that one. That went foul. Count still stays at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be a foul out of play. It's now going to still stay at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Mortarelli. That's going to be another foul ball as Mortarelli is trying to stay alive. One out here in the bottom of the third. Tyler Bear is pitching this one for the Tigers. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 2. So here's the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be low for ball 3. And now it's a full count for Tyler Bear. He's trying to get a strikeout on Mortarelli. And that's going to be low for ball 4, and the Pirates get on base. Now Aiden Gallagher is back up. He had a spectacular last at bat, getting a double. One out here with a runner on first. LeBaire deals. And that's going to be a liner to center field, and it's a base hit. There's a throw to third, and it's going to be another double for Aiden Gallagher, as Matt Mortarelli gets on third with a great slide. And now with one out, runners on third and second. That bad man again, Pat Joseph, is now up at bat. This is someone you don't really want to have up at bat if you are the Tigers. But it is strike one, with runners on third and second. It's a great RBI situation for the Pirates. For the Tigers, they need to try and work at it. Here's LeBaire. That's going to be outside for ball 1. One out here. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pat Joseph. That's going to be low for ball 2. The score is 7-2. Rocklin in the lead by 5 runs here in the bottom of the third. That's going to be low. And it's going to drive in another run as Mortarelli scores and Gallagher scores as well. That caught everyone off guard. That just shows you the speed this team has. And now it's a 9-2 lead for the Rockland Pirates here in the bottom of the third inning. They didn't really even need Pat Joseph to try and drive in those runs. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He's going to get a grounder as Nicholas Lang throws it to first for out number 2. So there are 2 outs here, no one on base anymore. And Greg Becker is now up at the plate.
The first baseman, number 1, Greg Becker.
Greg Becker also been doing a fairly good job. With 2 outs here. See what LeBaire could do. That's going to be a high one going to left field. And it will be caught by the left fielder, Talon McVannon, for out number 3. So we're at the end of 3 here. 2 runs have been scored for the Pirates, and your score is 9-2. And we welcome you back here to the top of the 4th inning, here for the finals between the Endicott Tigers and the Rockland Pirates. James and Blake are here bringing this one, in which the Pirates are leading 9-2 over the Tigers. And that's going to be a high pop-up for Aiden Houghton in foul grounds, but it was caught anyway by Greg Becker. So that's out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. As Ty LeBaire is now up at the plate, who came in to replace Jacob McTee. That's going to be low for ball 1. And that will be strike 1. It's now 1-1 as Chad Falcon has been doing a great job so far throughout 3 innings. That ball is low for ball 2. It's now 2-1. That's going to be a grounder. It's Pat Joseph will throw it to first. Or actually, he threw it to Falcon, and he wasn't there in time. And LeBaire is now on first base for the Endicott Tigers.
The shortstop, number 2, Cameron Nunn.
So now Endicott has a base runner with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. And Cameron Nunn is now up at the plate. Chad Falcon throws it to first. And LeBaire got caught in a rundown. He's going to go to second. And he is tagged out. So that is out number 2 for the Tigers, as LeBaire got caught in a rundown with a big lead. And that was just great awareness by Chad Falcon. That one's going to be outside for ball 1. It's now 1-0. So there's now 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning, as Nunn pops it up the center field, and that is caught for out number 3. So we're going to go into the bottom of the fourth inning, where your score is 9-2, Rocklin over Endicott here on Utica College Television. And we are back here in the bottom of the fourth inning, in which the score is now 9-2, Rocklin over Endicott. James and Blaker bringing you this Game 6 matchup, in which if the Pirates win this, will win the tournament championship for New York State. So here is Colin Prisco, number 8 for the Pirates. Let's start things off. That's going to be low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one's going to be a high pop up the center field. And Michael Ferranti gets that for out number 1.
The left fielder, number 27, Mike Korchinski.
As Mike Korchinski's now coming up for the Pirates with 1 out here. LeBaire deals, as that one is going to go outside for ball 1. The Tigers right now just really want to try and make sure they don't give up any runs. They are down by 7. so far here in the bottom of the fourth. That one is going to be high and foul. Way out of play. It's going to be 1-1 now for the Pirates and Korchinski. It's going to be a grounder to Cameron Nunn. Bobbles it, but he throws to first. And Korchinski's going to be safe for the Pirates, as now they have a runner on first base. So here comes Chris Miedrich. He's now up for the Pirates, as that will be an error put on by Cameron Nunn. Some of the Tiger players are talking that over. LeBaire is now going back to the pitcher's mound, as Miedrich is now coming back up for the Pirates. So there's one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. His score is 9-2, Pirates over the Tigers. That's going to be high and outside for ball one. Runner on first base. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. That's strike one. It's going to be a stolen base regardless for Korchinski, because that is a passed ball. And whenever there's a passed ball, you know someone is going to be running. Korchinski is no exception. So here is the 1-1 count to Miedrich. And that's going to be a liner over Nicholas Lang's head for a base hit. Korchinski now comes home, and it's going to be 10-2. Pirates take the lead by 8 runs, as that is a single by Miedrich. And what could you really expect right now from the Pirates? They have just been putting it on. But they've been doing that with every opponent they've been playing so far. Utica Post, Clinton County, and right now they're just doing it to the Endicott Tigers. That one's going to be low for ball one for Danny Barna. One out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. As LeBaire backed up for a minute, now he's coming back into the mound. Here's a pitch. That's going to be outside for ball two. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's going to be a strike. It's now 2-1. Here's a 2-1. And Danny Barna fouls for strike number 2. It's now a 2-2 count. Runner on first. One out. Bottom of the fourth. Here's the 2-2 count to Danny Barna. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's going to be out number 2 for the Pirates, as there was another stolen base for the Pirates, as that was Chris Miedrich who stole that base, and now he's at second, as Quentin DeSantis is now up. That's going to be inside for strike 1. So far, only 1 run was given up by Tyler Bear in this inning. Wants to try and keep it that way. There's a grounder, and it is picked up by Aiden Houghton for out number 3. So we're at the end of 4, and the score is 10-2, Rockland Pirates over the Endicott Tigers. We'll be back to bring you the top of the 5th here on the American Legion Baseball Network. And we are back here in the top of the 5th inning, in which the Rockland Pirates are leading 10-2 over the Endicott Tigers. James and Blake are here bringing you this broadcast. And right now we have a new pitcher in for the Pirates, number 23, Jack Gallagher, filling in for Chad Falcon. That one's going to be low and outside for ball 1. Talon McVannon is now up. And he's going to get a single to center field. Excellent hit by McVannon as he hit it straight on to center with a base hit grounder up the middle. Definitely a great talent for the Endicott Tigers. And now the Tigers are back up at the top of the order with Michael Ferranti. And he's going to get a high flyer. That is out of play for strike 1. For a foul right there, as Ferranti, despite what's happening right now in the tournament, he's been an excellent fielder at center field. He's going to have to try and do something here at the top of the 5th inning to try and get back in this game. Endicott is down by 8 runs. They have a runner on first. Here's a pitch. That's going to be strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's going to go into center field, ripped into center field, and caught for out number 1. Great catch there by the center fielder, Aiden Gallagher. As now with one out here in the top of the fifth inning, we see Nicholas Lang up for the Endicott Tigers. And he's going to hit a pop-up behind the catcher's mound. And that just hit the netting before it went down. And that's going to go for a strike one for Nicholas Lang. So with one out here in the top of the fifth inning, here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to go for another foul. It's now 0-2. We've mentioned this before in the broadcast that every home team that is played in this tournament has lost. However, the Pirates are at home right now and they are leading 10-2. So they might be the first home team in this tournament to win in the final day. And that's going to be a base hit on the left field foul line for Nicholas Lang, and he's going to get a double, but an out at third base. As Ferranti was tagged out at third base, as Danny Barna was able to tag him out, and Ferranti is still down. He is hurt. Nicholas Lang gets a double out of that, but despite that, Ferranti was tagged out. Actually, that was number 10, excuse me, for Endicott. And so there are 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. And just when something good was happening for Endicott, it was spoiled by a tag out at third base. So Nicholas Lang is at second base. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. That's going to be low for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Vinny DeBonis popped out for a foul. It was not caught by the catcher, Colin Prisco. And it's going to be strike one. It's 1-1. Vinny DeBonis has showed some magic. Not in this game, but the last game before this. We mentioned it before. There's him getting out with bases loaded and 1 out. Showing a lot of magic, and he's just been doing a great job all throughout this series, as now he has a 2-1 count. With 2 outs here, Lane on second base. Here's a 2-1, and that's going to be a strike. It's now 2-2. The score is 10-2. Rockland Pirates over the Endicott Tigers. And that one's going to be low for ball 3. There's the throw. And Lane is safe. That was a very close call because Lane almost had his hand off the bag. But nonetheless, we'll stay at third with a full count and 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Vinny DeBonis now has a full count. Gallagher deals, and that one is going to be strike 3. And Gallagher gets out of the inning. So now we're going to go into the bottom of the fifth right now, as Rocklin is still leading 10-2 over Endicott. And we are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning, in which the Pirates lead 10-2 over the Tigers. James and Blaker here, bringing you Game 6 of this 2021 American Legion Baseball Tournament for the juniors, as Nick Marciano is now up for the Pirates. That's going to be a strike. It's now 0-1. Tyler Bear is still in the game, pitching this one for the Tigers. And he gets another strike there for an 0-2 count to Marciano. Marciano gets a high one to center field, but this one will be caught by Ferranti for out number 1.
Center fielder, number 9, Aiden Gallagher.
So Aiden Gallagher now comes back up to the plate. With no one on base and 1 out. LeBear is just trying to make sure he gets out of this inning unscathed. Gave up 1 run in the last inning. He's outside for ball 1. The Endicott Tigers, throughout the first 4 innings, don't not have a 0 on the board. They've always been giving up runs throughout the past 4 innings. They're trying to make sure that's not a reality here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-0 count. And Gallagher gets a base hit over Nunn's head. And he's going to get a single out of that one. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
The second baseman,
The Pirates have a base runner.
Joseph.
And not to mention they have Pat Joseph now up. Last time he was up, he grounded out. That one's going to be outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be another base hit over Nunn's head. As Joseph is going to try and go for 2. Gallagher stays at third. And runners at third and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now see Greg Becker now back up for the Pirates. Go over a little bit about Endicott in terms of how many runs they've given up. In the first, they've given up 2. The second, they given up 5. The third, they've given up 2. And in the 4th inning, they've given up 1 run. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And they're going to give up another run here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Gallagher scores. It is now 11-2. The Pirates have been putting on the pressure throughout the tournament. It could possibly be another mercy rule situation. They've mercied their last 2 teams. That is going to be outside for ball 1. In their first game, they mercy ruled Utica Post by the score of 16-3. That one's going to be low for 2-1. And the game they played last night against Clinton County, they mercy ruled 12-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is going to go foul. It's 2-2. I had a coach back in high school that used to tell me back in the day that some players are just corn-fed. You'd say that with this Pirates team. That one is going to go outside for ball 3. It's now a full count. Greg Becker with a 3-2. That's going to be a high pop-up as Nicholas Lang gets that for out number 2. So there's 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Bear has given up 1 run here in the bottom of the 5th. Pat Joseph is on third. And it looks like that's going to be another base hit as Prisco gets it. Or out number for, excuse me, that's a base hit, and that's a final score as the Pirates win this one. And the Pirates win the 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament off a mercy rule by the final score of 12-2. That one caught me off guard right there, but the one that ended it right there is Colin Prisco. And just like that, the Pirates and the 3 games that they've played in this American Legion tournament have mercy ruled the past 3 teams. And they did an excellent job here today. And they can now call themselves state champions in the Junior American Legion category. So once again, your final score here at Donovan Stadium is 12-2 as the Rockland Pirates defeated the Endicott Tigers. And we've definitely had a magnificent past 2 days here at Donovan Stadium. I have to thank the entire crew here for Utica College Television for producing this one for us, and definitely got to thank the YouTube channel of the American Legion Baseball Network for trying to give this a platform for us to stand on. So once again, your final score is 12-2. Pirates defeat the Tigers here in the 2021 New York Junior American Legion Baseball Tournament. This has been Jameson Blaker bringing you this coverage. Have a good day, folks.